So I'd like to give a brief introduction of Professor Ganesh Hingmire. Professor Ganesh Hingmire is one of the pioneer of the IP and GI in India, basically. He has done a lot of work in the field of international intellectual property and geographical indication. He has registered around more than 30 GI all across India, and he has been working in this field for last so many years. And he is also a recipient of the Government of India award for 2015 and 2016, and he has got international exposure, and he has also represented India into various ministerial programs abroad. So he comes with a vast knowledge in this particular topic on GI and intellectual property, which is very much important in today's scenario, basically. And being a Northeast part of this country, we have a lot of potential and scope, because I have been traveling with Mr. Ganesh, Professor Ganesh, for last 3-4 programs in Northeast. And I have come across a lot of information from him regarding this GI and the potential that is there in the Northeastern states. So we take this opportunity to interact with Professor Ganesh regarding this particular topic. And Professor Ganesh, I'd like to request you to just start off your presentation from now onwards. I invite Mr. Rishi Kumar Singh. He is the president of All Manipur Entrepreneurs Association, and he would be taking it forward from here. Mr. Singh, kindly take it forward from here. If you'd like to give speak a few words, you can go ahead.
No, it's all right. Professor Hingmire, please start your sessions.
Yeah, please.
May I start now?
Yes, sir. You can go ahead.
Please.
Yeah. Thank you, Kaushik Da. Thank you, Fio, and thank you, the organizer, for an opportunity. Sorry.
We request all the participants to mute your mic, please. Except the co-host. Participants, please mute your mic.
Tarun, Mr. Tarun, you can mute the participants' mic.
Correct.
So you can carry on, sir.
Okay. Thanks again for an opportunity. And basically, today we can discuss GI, the importance of GI. Mainly, I have divided the entire session into 3 major parts. Part 1 about the global scenario on intellectual property right and global scenario of geographical indication. Part 2, different forms of GIs which can be registered, and part 3, the success story what we have and at our end, particularly when we register the GI, then how we have commercialized those GI. So these are the basically 3 parts which we are going to discuss today for the presentation. So let's start the part 1, that is a global scenario with respect to intellectual property right in general and GI in particular. So here, this is a global scenario where you can see there is a index, what we can say global innovation index. This is with respect to intellectual property right. And where you can see that India is 48th rank. For the first time, India reached among the top 50. But if you see the China, they are on top 10. Then n number of say other countries like Singapore and all, they are contributing heavily and they are top 10. So here, this is India scenario. Hello. Hello.
Participants, kindly mute your mic, because the session is on. It becomes very disturbing when Professor Hingmire presentation is going on. I request you to kindly mute your mics, please. Thank you. Yeah, Professor Hingmire.
Yes. So the global scenario says that India is very far from the top 10, and there are a number of reasons, and one of them, very important reason, is lack of awareness about the subject, about intellectual property in general, about GI in particular, and such kind of sessions are very much required. And I must say again thanks to FIO and their team for taking an efforts to take this subject to the masses. About Manipur, I'm going to talk about Manipur at later. I had been to Northeast, and then there are a number of students of mine are from Manipur. They from Pune, and they are now contributing in intellectual property rights. I know that there are two main products from Manipur got GI, and further n number of products are entitled, and even recently there is one GI application file. But the oranges and the chilies, which are very famous from the Manipur, already took one step ahead in geographical indication registration. So let's stick to the part first, that is a global scenario of intellectual property right in general and GI in particular. So GI is, and we all know GIs is our community's intellectual property. First of all, let us understand the concept called as an intellectual property right. We know the concept called in general a property. When I say this mobile is my mobile, so I'm the owner of this mobile and this mobile is in my possession. So that's why I can call it, this is my property. When I say this office is my property, so again, this office is owned by me and this office is in my possession. So again, in short, the two elements which you have to remember, one is possession and then is an ownership. So, but you can see these property, you can see my office, you can see my mobile, but whatever the patent which are there inside this mobile, maybe a text message technology, whether you are aware of the fact or not, text message technology which is there in your mobile is patented by University of Texas. So that is the property which is there in the mobile, but you and me cannot see that. And that's why the intellectual property, the first characteristics of the intellectual property is this property is intangible in nature. You cannot see it, but you can take it to the anywhere else in the world. So for an example, the geographical indication, a community's intellectual property, and can take from one place to the another place. The example is your Darjeeling tea, right now available in 90 countries. The champagne from the France is available in hundreds of countries. So that intellectual property, that GI, is exported hugely and getting huge commercial values, and that is the connection what we can understand with respect to the geographical indication. And this is first thing is in intellectual property. Second, this is communities intellectual property, and third, this is globally connect intellectual property rights. So we will come to that in short, and that's why the scenario of intellectual property is need to be understood. Now I've covered this chart of the recent report submitted to the government of India with respect to the patent. Why I'm going to talk about the patent? Because geographical indication is also known as our forefathers patent. We know that patent, concept of patent, that is an intellectual property right. If you invent something new and useful, you are entitled to get the patent. So there you see the intellectual property is there with you. So our forefather might have identified that suitable place is a perfect place that is producing certain unique product. And then they started producing that product in that particular place. And then that product became famous. And that's the reason that product need to have the spatial identity in the market. And hence the GI Act was introduced and enacted. And India is also enacted GI Act in 2001. The first GI register was Darjeeling tea. So in short, this is the area-specific communities intellectual property right. I repeat, this is area-specific communities intellectual property right. So the oranges which are from the Manipur, the chili from the Manipur, that is unique. So our forefather who might have identified that Manipur's particular area is most suitable for oranges and chilies. So Thai chili or whatsoever it may be, the unique mandarin that or oranges that may be produced in that region, and they started producing those chilies and oranges, and then they become a famous, unique, and hence receive the geographical indication. So that is our forefathers' patents. And this present scenario is very sad with respect to patent, where you can see China is filing 14-15 lakhs applications patent in a year. India is nowhere even 1 lakh, that maybe 70 out of that. You can say the 50 to 56,000 out of that, more than 70% applications are from foreign countries, and that's the sad scenario. So we have nowhere stand in patent filing. We have also nowhere stand in another intellectual property which we know, but we will not discuss in detail. That is a trademark and design. And now I'm coming to the real subject for today's discussion, that is a geographical indication, which is in fact one of the form of intellectual property right. And that's the topic for a discussion. So we introduce first the concept called intellectual property right. That is a property which is created by intellect. So it may be individual. If you have individual's invention, then patent. If you have communities intellectual property, then you have a geographical indication. Now I'll talk about GI. So GI, I repeat the first few essential point with respect to the GI again. This is intellectual property. This is community's intellectual property, not an individual's. Third, this is area specific. Geographical area is important for this property. And the fourth, of course, the community. So it may be a farmer community, it may be artisan community, or it may be a waivers that can be owner of that property. That is called intellectual property, right? So their essential ingredient is there has to be a community. So that you have to remember. So then, and then further, there are certain parameters for agricultural GIs. I'm coming to that, the different categories of the GI. The most important category is agri-GIs. So there are 5 essential elements for agriculture GI, which you have to remember. I repeat, 5 essential elements for the agriculture GI. Number 1, soil. Number 2, water. Number 3, environment. Number 4, natural resources. And number 5, your community or human scale. So again, I repeat, number 1, soil. Number 2, water. Number 3, environment. Number 4, natural resources. Number 5 is your human scale. So you have to have these 5 essential elements for getting the agri GIs. And those 5 elements will give uniqueness to your product, and that uniqueness which lead to the USP for your product, and then you can fetch the premium price for your product. That is the circle which we have to establish, and hence we are discussing the GI today. So this is in fact presented as a sign, as a name, as an identity, and attributed to that particular location. That location will mostly represent the product. So I can give you an example. Number 1, Darjeeling tea from Darjeeling. Mahabaleshwar, strawberry from Mahabaleshwar. So Mahabaleshwar is a place and strawberry is a product. So that product which are attributed to that particular geographical location is considered as a unique product, a special product, having a lot of essential special characteristics, and that is leading to the GI registration. And then you can fetch the price, you can price premium price, you can have the command in the market. And that's the nicety part you can see about the GI. So this is a GI. So GI Act is enacted. Why we have this GI and how we can register the GI. The why we have the GI, that's a unique community. They are entitled to receive the special price, premium price, and hence we need to have the GI. Then why basically why we have enacted the laws pertaining to the GI. In fact, in developed countries like in Europe, they have GI Act history more than 100 years, and even India enacted GI Act in 2021, that 2001. So we also have the history of 20 years. So we cannot say GI Act is a new act. We already had this law since 2001. So that is the GI, and to protect the community's interest is the main concern behind the GI. Now, let us talk about the different categories of the GI. What you can register as a GI. First, agriculture GI. I have already explained those 5 elements, and further I can explain you the examples how these five elements are applicable to particular product, and then how that become a unique product, and then how we can take the benefit of that unique product. So here is the first category is agriculture GI. Second is a natural GI. So here there are certain products you will find available naturally from the earth, where you can see that certain specialties are attached to that product, and then that specialty is helpful to the again public at large, nation at large, and hence that can be registered as a natural GI. And we have 2 natural GIs in India. One of them is very famous, called as a Makrana marble. I am going to talk about that very soon in details. So that the product is available from the earth. This is natural goods. The third category of the GI is manufactured goods. In fact, this further categorized into many subcategories. You can say handicraft, textile, food stuff. These are different subcategories which can be covered under the heading of the manufactured goods. So if you have manufactured product, processed product, but unique product, then you can also get the GI for that product. So that is the category number 3 as per the GI is concerned in India. So in short, GI is community's intellectual property. GI is area specific intellectual property. GI is a representation of that particular product and region. And now we have also discussed the different categories of the GI. Agriculture goods, natural goods, and manufactured goods. These are the 3 different goods can be registered as a geographical indication in India as per the GI Act is concerned. Now let us understand one by one the GIs. So first category is agriculture goods. I have mentioned 5 elements. Now let's apply those 5 elements. First element was soil. So when I registered this Mahabaleshwar strawberry, we collected the information about the soil. So there is a red laterite soil. So that red laterite soil is giving ample percentage of iron to the strawberry. So that is a nutritional value. That's nutritional value is added through the soil to this product. Further, water. As you know, there is a heavy rainfall in Mahabaleshwar, and that heavy rainfall is giving helping the strawberry to become a juicy in nature. So the advantage of the water.
Mr. Tarun, could you kindly mute the participant, please?
I have unmuted. Again, he put on the mic. No, that is an issue.
No, just mute it. Just mute it.
Yeah, muted.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, Professor.
So soil, how soil from the Mahabaleshwar is giving a uniqueness to that strawberry. Second, we discuss about the water. The heavy rainfall is there in Mahabaleshwar. The third element is your environment. So there is you can say cold environment, or it's basically Mahabaleshwar is known as a hill station in Maharashtra. So that's the advantage you will find. And I collected the information pertaining to that. And then fourth is your natural resources. Here you'll find many rivers starts from Mahabaleshwar, including Krishna, Vienna. Those are the rivers are basically starts from the Sahyadris mountain ranges, and that is number 4 element. And then 5, that our forefather identified that is a more suitable place to produce the strawberry, and they began their activities, and hence they have found the unique product from that place called Mahabaleshwar strawberry. These are the 5 elements which are directly attached, attributed to the unique product and place, and hence that can be considered for the GI. Now let us talk about the Mahabaleshwar strawberry. What these are the all general information that because of the heavy involved, that is juicy in natures and etc. etc. But what is visible uniqueness for this strawberry is 200 seeds outside the fruits, where you can see on an average 160 seeds outside the fruit, outside the strawberry you can easily find in other part of the India. But for Mahabaleshwar, for this particular strawberry, you will find on an average 200 seeds outside the fruit. That means directly 20% on an average additional nutritional factors are available to you in this strawberry. So that's the immediate connect or characteristics you can find for the Mahabaleshwar strawberry. And we collected those information, and then we submitted that scientific, that historical data to the GI registry, and then we have received the GI registration in 2009 for this product. Immediately 2011, the Local Farmers Association, they begin with this Mahabaleshwar Strawberry Mahotsav, and every year on Good Friday they started conducting Mahabaleshwar Mahotsav, Strawberry Mahotsav. There they invite the consumer with the invitation that they can come to their farm, eat freely whatever the story they wanted to eat. And like a person like me, if I'm going there in Mahabaleshwar, I'll eat 250 grams, maximum 300 grams strawberry. But since I'm going from Pune to Mahabaleshwar, I'll stay there for a while. So maybe 2 days, 3 days. Indirectly, an employment is created, a revenue is generated to that local place. And ultimately, while coming back to my place, I'll have to definitely purchase a couple of kilos strawberries from there. So a perfect agro-tourism model is developed after the GI registration there in Mahabaleshwar. So that is an impact of the GI registration you can understand through this GI. I have registered these, and today many families remigrated from Pune and Mumbai to Mahabaleshwar to produce the strawberry. Even there is a contract farming is another development happened there in Mahabaleshwar. So in other words, that the Mahabaleshwar strawberry, the GI which I have registered, is now yielding a good market. And first, how it has got the GI. Second, we also discussed after the GI what had happened to the Mahabaleshwar and can be replicated to the Northeast, can be replicated to the Manipur. Second category of the GI is manufactured goods. The name itself is self-explanatory. Manufacturing activity, process of that product, and that it may be carried at different place, not necessarily in one place. So either of the activity of that unique product need to be carried at particular geographical location is an essential requirement to get the manufactured goods as a GI. So the Feni, you can see the process, the traditional process. One or two photographs are here, but the traditional process you can see in detail in various channel, and we can make it available to you. So that traditional process is considered this product as a manufactured goods, and hence the Feni received the GI for this process activity, process food. The third category of the GI is Makarana marble. That is a natural GI basically. Naturally, you will find this marble available from Rajasthan, And most important scientific support you will find is calcium carbonate contents are more than 98% naturally available in this product. And this is not the new information, but 300, 400 years, Shah Jahan used that Makarana marble to build the Taj Mahal. So Taj Mahal is built with the Makarana marble. Then further hundreds of years, even Britishers used that Makarana marble to build the Victoria Palace there in Kolkata. So this unique product is already having a history and is already used by well-known monuments and registered as a GI. So that is what the third category of the GI. Now let us understand the Indian strategy or registration of the status of the GI registered in India. So we have more than 370 right now. A couple of recent GIs are not yet covered in the journal, but 370 GIs as on today, which is available on record. So that out of 370, the agri GIs are 112. Handicrafts is in higher number, that is 209. Foodstuff. So that may be your Ratlami Sev or Rasgulla from the Odisha, and like products which are registered as a GI and considered under the category of the foodstuff. What is, I mean, in handicraft, there are many other products like Samanpadi toys and etc. Those are considered as an handicraft GIs. And the next is about the natural goods we have discussed. Foreign GIs, there are many foreign GIs we have registered in India. For an example, your champagne, then your Scotch whiskies, your tequila, those are foreign GI. They have received the GI registration first in their own country, and then they have now registered their product in India. So that is what the GI registration status in India. Now this is state-wise. Karnataka is in leading position. Number one position right now, you will find the state for the registration of the GI is Karnataka. Now then on agri GI, Maharashtra is in top position. About the agri GI status in India, I have registered the highest number of agri GIs from Maharashtra, and that is now almost counting to 25% of total India's agri GI registration. Northeast is taking a lead on agri GIs. Maybe the recent is a Temi tea from the Sikkim, Naga chili from Nagaland, then I mentioned about the oranges and chilies from Manipur. So these are the very good initiative from the Northeast, and Manipur is again taking a very much different lead on agri GIS registration. This is from my side. Basically, I work for the 34 GIs, 30 from different states, 32 from Maharashtra alone, one from West Bengal and one from Kashmir. Now, a very simple but technical question with respect to the GI. If we fail to protect the GI, what will happen? The answer is here. Right now, more than 50% products available in the markets are duplicate in nature. They are not originally source product, but they are selling as a originally source product or taking the advantage of the well-known identity created of a particular product in the market. For an example, right now, say Banarasi sari, most of the Banarasi sarees are imported in India. They are not original product. So why? So that is the main concern, and GI is playing an important role to bridge the gap between the consumer and the producer. So the Banarasi sari, the weavers from the Banaras, they are entitled to get the premium price, recognitions, and market access. However, the consumer are not getting this original product, but they believe that they are receiving the original product. So that's the scenario at this point of time for the various unique geographically sourced product. And this shouldn't be happen. Hence, GI registration is important, and that will lead to the GI commercialization. In Pashmina shawl, they have particularly introduced an excellent model that certain this GI mark along with certain their own mark will be a tracing point for the original product. So Pashmina shawl received the GI. Then they have further took one step ahead, and they have particularly introduced the mark and system and identity sign, and that is through the GI. And hence they have successfully curbed the what you can say wrong practices, duplicacy. They have curbed the duplicacy of Pashmina shawl. The similar thing happened for the Darjeeling tea. They have fought 16 cases. Some not only in India but also in US, in France. Someone started using this name Darjeeling for their different tea. Then the Darjeeling Tea Association, they have fought the cases there in abroad, and they won the cases. So right now only original Darjeeling is available in Europe with the name of Darjeeling tea. So that is basically what we can say, information that to curb the duplicacy is also one of the aim behind the GI registration and GI commercialization. What is the global scenario? I'm coming again back to the global scenario for GI. So this is China's GI status. So where you can see more than 59,000 is from Europe, but here in China more than 7,000 GIs are registered. In Europe 59,000. But we discuss about India. We have only 370. Why we have so low number of registration? There are many reasons. One of them is a lack of awareness, and I think that is now fulfilling through such kind of seminars. So here, what they protect generally, they protect their traditional product. I repeat, they protect their traditional product. What is their traditional product? Wine and spirit. So when I say champagne, champagne is from France, and that is protected as a GI. Scotch whiskey is from the Scotland, that is protected as a GI. So they have a culture about the Scotch. So they have a culture about the champagne, and then they registered that product as a GI, and then they exploited those products excellently globally. So champagne was registered there in France as a GI. Then they introduced that product to the globe. That is a unique product from a particular place. And then they have captured that whole global market. More than 70% of the champagne produced in the France is now exported. 90% of the Scotch whiskey produced in the Scotland is exported. So how that GI is helping them? The GI not only help Scotch whiskey, champagne to grab the local market, but mainly to grab the international market and get the foreign exchange, and ultimately utilize that foreign exchange for the development of their own nation. So in short, another message for GI is GI registration or commercialization not only protecting the community, but also protecting the culture, heritage, tradition. And that's the sentiment, you can say, separately applicable to this intellectual property right. So Europe, what they are doing can be replicated. We have a lot of, recently I visited the Uttarakhand, and many Pahari people that came to me, and they explained me about the Sakari Noor and similar kind of liquor basically used by the Adivasis or Pahari people, and I are entitled 100% for the GI. when I discussed that with them and they explained that this product is much better than the champagne, but unfortunately we have no idea about this product and hence we haven't registered this product. But now we got the information, we have started working on this and probably very soon this Sarki Noor will be a registered GI and may we promote it like what champagne did, Scotch whisky did, and maybe this can be another platform for the Uttarakhand. So that the things and agriculture and non-agriculture. This is actually probably this European Union's region. Now let us understand the sale value of GI there in Europe. Last year, the sale value of the GI registered product in Europe was 75 billion euros. And out of that, 15 billion euros were generated through export. So one can imagine the importance of GI. So the sale value of the European Union is much, much, much higher side. And unfortunately, India's particularly sale value is of the GI is not far, but fortunately that rewards returns have started recently. Some of you might have come across the news on Jalgaon banana, Golwad chiku, Marathwada keshar, Bihar Shahi Lichi, and then Naga chili. Even our Prime Minister in his Mann Ki Baat mentioned several times about the different GI products and how that product is now exported to the foreign countries. So that is what commercialization of this GI is begin in India. If we fail to protect our GIs, what will happen? So here is an example of Rajma. We have unique Rajma from Satara district of Maharashtra. We have unique Rajma from Uttarakhand. We have unique Rajma from Kashmir. And those Rajma used to fulfill our need once upon a time. But since those unique Rajma did not get the price, premium price, genuine price, and hence the farmers from that particular place stop taking the Rajma from that their places. And today the scenario is we are importing 90% Rajma to fulfill our need. Once upon a time, these Rajmas used to supply to the Indian military, but nowadays, unfortunately, that is not the case, and we are importing Rajma from China and Canada to fulfill our need. And that shouldn't be happened. Rather, when I work for one Rajma from the Satara, that is a Koregaon Gevda. That time we found the uniqueness of our Rajma. This Rajma is much better than the Rajma which we are importing from China and Canada. But unfortunately, no bifurcation or no scientific information is available to the public domain. We fail to protect that, and that's the ultimate result is that we have started importing the Rajma from other countries, and this is very sad scenario. Let's again go back to the global scenario. India at 43rd rank out of 45 at Innovation Index published by the US. So I felt very sad. Even India is known as an agrarian economy, or agriculture is a backbone of Indian economy. And every 30 kilometers, you will find a unique product. But unfortunately, we have failed to take this subject, take GI to the real community, to the masses, and that gap remains. But fortunately, we can say such kind of activities, maybe seminars organized by the FIO will help to take this product to the masses. So that is the scenario. Now, what will be the commercial values or support system will be available from the central government for the GI is IP exchange proposed, intellectual property right exchange proposed by central government. And here is that exchange will probably give a platform for your product to to get the investment, to get the recognition, to get the promotion, to get the market access, to get the commercial values in short. And that is what the aim behind this IP exchange, and that will be available to all of us in coming days. Now, what we need to do, so far we understood the GI, so far we understood the global scenario of the GI, so far we have understood the Indian scenario of the GI, so far we have understood that different categories of the GI. So not necessarily only the agri, but non-agriculture GIs are also registered. So it may be textile, it may be handicraft, it may be also the foodstuff or manufacturing goods. So far we also discussed that if we fail to protect the unique GI product, what will happen? That is, what had happened to the Rajma may happen to the other products. So to avoid such things, we need to have certain strategy. And what would be that strategy? That strategy would be, I am giving here is the successful strategy, what I did it, and from my side, and I'm sharing with you. I have launched a GI drive there in IIT Kharagpur in 2016 when they invited me to inaugurate this IP portal, and they also in fact came with this drive called patent drive and GI drive. So their patent drive further successfully achieved the target of 100 patents, and then they further commercialized those patents. Similar line, they have also took initiative in the GI drive, and then immediately they circulated an idea discussed during that meeting to the Odisha, and then Odisha Rajagulla was registered. So here, what is the message to all of us, that if you have a drive like a GI drive for the Manipur, then I think then the first thing will be identifying the product. Second, to register the product. Third, to commercialize the product. To commercialize the product, there are many parameters. First, to curb the duplicacy, then to take this product with the USP to the market, and then get the proper exploitation or success on that. Now, that is what is happening, and I'm going to share you the success stories in that front. Thereafter, we went to the different part. So then awareness at different places is very much essential also. So like what we did it there in Rajasthan, what we did it in Gujarat, that took the GI product at masses and can be replicated in northeast state like a Manipur and etc. So here, these are the different actual intellectual property, but I'll focus only on few success stories considering the time from my side. I've registered this product called Puneri Pagadi from Pune. That is an headgear and used by the Lokmanya Tilak ji. And I remember when we began this GI drive, when we took initiative to register the Puneri Pagadi, with the help of few students, we collected all essential data, documents, and etc. And we applied and we got it registered. We found that time the community which is known as a Pagadban community, they used to reproduce this headgear with the help of knee, and then that community is known as a Pagadban community. And we found only few women, that is men काम करने वाली महिलाएं थी, वो केवल 9 महिलाएं थी. So 9 महिलाएं, इतनी कम प्रोडक्शन हुई थी पुनेरी पगड़ी की. And then we registered this product as a GI. Then we requested University of Pune to replace the convocation wood with the Puneri Pagadi. We requested them that there is no history, culture, and heritage attached to the convocation wood. So please replace that convocation wood with the Puneri Pagadi, which is actually a symbol of intellectual, symbol of heritage, symbol of culture, and used by the freedom fighter. Finally, that request was accepted last year, and University of Pune now started using this Puneri Pagadi as a headgear. They have replaced this convocation wood with the Puneri Pagadi. So, and lakhs of lakhs of graduates will now purchase this Puneri Pagdi, and even in it become a now kind of a trend in Pune. Whenever you are coming as a guest or any function is arranged in Pune, so then Puneri Pagdi is gifted as a symbol of culture to that guest. So that a different culture for the protecting of the culture is developed in India, and particularly that has been begin from Pune. And I feel happy and pioneering that kind of initiative. Such kind of headgears might be there in Manipur, maybe there in Northeast, and that can be registered as a GI. So we have discussed the agriculture. We also discussed the non-agriculture and non-agriculture. This is the best success story of the non-agriculture, which is covered by the Times of India. So very simply you can create an employment, simply you can generate revenue, simply you can protect the culture, and simply, and that is what the GI is for all these. You know, this is a connecting dot for all these areas and successes and products. So that is what the GI success story for the Pune Republic. Then second, I have also registered this resin from the Sangli, and this resin fetched almost 4 times price there in the India International Trade Fair. So the impact, just see the impact of the GI registration. GI registration gives you particularly a platform. GI registration is now leading to the upliftment of the community, and that also protect the local identity in the market, and that's what had happened with the Sangli resin. One more success story is also attached to the Sangli resin is government officers who came across with the information, knowledge about the Sangli resin as a GI. They have left their job and they joined the farming activity. So Sanyogita Chauhan is a girl, basically was working as a class 1 officer there in Nashik district. But when she heard about the GI Sangli resin, and then she left Nashik and joined her father's farm activity for the resin, and she is now getting an excellent price for the resin. Then another example is from Kolhapur districts of Maharashtra. This is the western side of Maharashtra. This rice I have registered in 2014-15, and immediately this rice received double price for particular this rice. Then the area which was reduced due to some reason is now started doing it back. Then the another GI which I have registered from the Varda districts of the Vidarbha region, and that is a turmeric. The turmeric is grown in the village called Vaigaon, Haldia. The Haldia is from Halad. Halad means turmeric. So the name is itself famous with that turmeric, and that is the best place and producing a unique turmeric having more than 6.24 curcumin content with best aroma. So then I have registered the demand of, after the registration, the demand of this turmeric बढ़ गया, और वो केवल locally नहीं but internationally that we have received the particular order for this turmeric to get exported. Then another success story from my end is Tur Dal. There is a place called Nawapur, sharing a border with the Maharashtra and Gujarat, in the Nandurbar districts, and mainly the tribal area. The complete district is mainly tribal districts. The taluka is 100% tribal taluka, that is Nawapur taluka. They have this intercrop called Tur Dal, unique, बहुत कम समय में आने वाला, बहुत ही बढ़िया टेस्ट देने वाला और एरोमा के साथ आने वाला ये प्रोडक्ट है. इसको नंदुरबार का नवापुर तूर दाल कहते हैं. So we have registered this. While collecting the information to register this product as a GI, we also got the information pertaining to the process of this product, and there we found the unique feature of this product. The process of this dal was content about the chakki se pisi hui dal thi hai. So that is the information what we received, and when we compare that, when scientifically we compare that part of the process with the present process, that the dal which is right now available in the market through the dal mills, वो कंपैरिजन किया तो हम लोगों को पता चला कि जो चक्की पे पीसी गई दाल की टेम्परेचर 40 डिग्री तक चलता है और उसमें जो प्रोटीन कंटेंट है वो इंटैक्ट रहते हैं. And in the dal mill, when you heat that dal, process that dal, you are heating that up to the 100 degrees Celsius, and that is not at all good for content and nutritional content है, proteins है वगैरह उसके लिए वो जल जाते हैं. So when then further ये सबसे कम समय में आने वाली और intercrop, rain fed, these are the various information we have received, and then I have concluded that entire process, that is unpolished dal. And now this dal की story India today से लेके काफी लोगों ने cover की है. The tribal communities started receiving a best price, and वो अभी उनकी अपलिफ्टमेंट और अभी उनके काफी लोगों को चक्की डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करने का डिसीजन ले लिया जा रहा है ताकि वापस they go back to the tradition. So GI is also taking you go back to the tradition, go to the original, go to the nutritional, go to the genuine, go to the geographically sourced product, and that is the nicety of the GI you can remember. So further, strawberry again, I registered 2009. More than 25 lakh tourists on an average visiting Mahabaleshwar every year. 5 lakh during the that strawberry Mahotsav I have already mentioned in the beginning. They have established two big companies considering their demand and particularly visit of the tourists. That is, one is Mapro and is Mala. That industry is employed hundreds of people from the local areas. So local employment has been generated. Revenue, they have, since the product is very unique, they have started units of some byproduct like strawberry juice, strawberry cheese, strawberry what sauces, and etc. etc. And they even chocolates they have introduced that, and they further said, "Baba, ठीक है ये strawberry यही का इस्तेमाल करके हम लोग इसको बाय प्रोडक्ट यहीं पे बनाते हैं." So in front of you, the factories are very transparent, पूरी ग्लास में बनाई गई है और आपके सामने ही वो चॉकलेट्स या फिर उसकी जो सॉस है स्ट्रॉबेरी की वो बनाई जाती है, and then very high price they are selling that products. स्ट्रॉबेरी मिल्क शेक वहीं पे बना के आपको देते हैं. So ऐसे में इन शॉर्ट स्ट्रॉबेरी ने कैसे बढ़िया कमर्शियल वैल्यू खड़ी की है, वैसे हर जगह पे हो सकता है. और वैसे उन्होंने क्या किया है कि हर साल 3 दिन वो स्ट्रॉबेरी महोत्सव बनाते हैं. एज आई मेंशन इन द बिगिनिंग, गुड फ्राइडे को शुरू होता है, 2 दिन और चलता है. 3 दिन में लाखों लोग विजिट करते हैं और वहाँ पे स्टे करते हैं, एंड फ्रेश स्ट्रॉबेरी खाने का मजा भी लेते हैं, एंड वापस स्ट्रॉबेरी परचेस करके लेके जाने का भी ये करते हैं. प्रोसेस फूड लेके जाते हैं, लोकल एम्प्लॉयमेंट जनरेट होता है, रेवेन्यू जनरेट होता है. एग्रो टूरिज्म का बेस्ट मॉडल बन गया है. And the story about this strawberry is also covered by the many newspapers. Then another success story from my end is Dahanu Golwad Chiku. In fact, in India, the first chiku was produced in Golwad. भारत में सबसे पहला वाला चीकू का पेड़ लगाया गया था 1888 में. वो थी जगह गोलवड जो यहीं पे है, दाहनु नाम की तालुका में, जो पालघर नाम की डिस्ट्रिक्ट में है. And then they continued and they found the most suitable place to produce chiku. And this is the only place in India where you get chikus all पूरे 12 महीने मिलेंगे. 12 महीने में अलग-अलग हिस्सों में आपको ये chiku मिलते जाएंगे. And the entire area is eco-fragile zone declare किया है गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया ने. तो इसके वजह से यहाँ पे बड़ी इंडस्ट्री नहीं है और यहाँ पे आज भी सॉइल की जिसे कहते हैं न्यूट्रिशनल हो या फिर उसकी खासियत हो, इंटैक्ट है. और people have started growing this particular chiku with the help of organic. This is then naturally they have organic farming activities for the chiku. So ये सब बढ़िया एटमॉस्फेयर उस चीकू को यूनिक बना दिया, उसमें हाईएस्ट नंबर ऑफ कैल्शियम परसेंटेज निकाल दिए गए, वही चीकू को बाद में बाय प्रोडक्ट में लाया गया, and those byproducts are also covered in the GI application. That byproduct includes चीकू चिप्स, चीकू पाउडर. चीकू पाउडर की तो बेबी फूड के माध्यम से यूरोप में बहुत बड़ी डिमांड है, और वो वाली बातों को लेके बाद में लोगों ने छोटे छोटे दुकानें डालना शुरू की, where they started selling चीकू, चीकू पाउडर, चीकू चिप्स. One lady also started a separate चीकू parlor in Dahanu. उन्होंने नाम ही दिया चीकू पार्लर, सब चीकू के प्रोडक्ट मिलेंगे. एक जमाने में मुंबई से गुजरात में जाने वाली ट्रेन खास करके घोलवड़ पे रुका करती थी कि वो चीकू आदिवासी अपने वो पन्नों में, दैट इज लीव्स ऑफ ट्रीज में बेचा गया करते थे. खास रेलवे रुकती थी, कोई स्टेशन नहीं रहता था, लेकिन वो सो दैट काइंड ऑफ फेमसनेस वाज देयर, लेकिन रिकॉर्ड नहीं था. हम लोगों ने वो जीआई के माध्यम से रिकॉर्ड किया. वही रिकॉर्ड को अभी काफी यंग जनरेशन ने उसको लिफ्ट किया, और वही यंग जनरेशन अभी स्टार्टअप के माध्यम से ये बाय प्रोडक्ट बनाना शुरू कर चुके हैं. चीकू वाइन की भी डिमांड बढ़ रही है, और ये बच्चों के लिए काफी जो कॉम्प्लेन हो, हॉर्लिक्स हो, उसको अल्टरनेट ऑप्शन आ चुका है, ताकि दूध में आप वो चीकू की पाउडर मिक्स करो एंड देन यू कैन हैव दैट. सो दैट इज व्हाट द सक्सेस मॉडल हैपेंड. दिस चीकू आफ्टर द जीआई रजिस्ट्रेशन, आप न्यूज डालिएगा 3 महीने पहले, ये चीकू जीआई के वजह से लंदन में एक्सपोर्ट किया गया. उसी वक्त जलगांव के यहाँ से भी, जलगांव इज अनदर डिस्ट्रिक्ट इन महाराष्ट्र, वी हैव रजिस्टर्ड द जलगांव बनाना, एंड वो बनाना उसकी बनाना चिप्स बन गई, बनाना पाउडर बन रही है, बनाना की वाइन भी बनने का प्रयास हो रहा है. वो बनाना एक छोटे से गांव से, तांदलवाड़ी नाम की जगह है, वहां से 10 करोड़ का बनाना एक्सपोर्ट हुआ है बिकॉज ऑफ द जीआई. So these are the GI stories from my end. Actually, there are many, but I have just summarized. Maybe Puneri Pagri, maybe Ajragancha, maybe Sangli Regine, maybe Golwad Chiku or Strawberry, and those are basically success story from my side, which I last 2 decades I'm working on that, and nowadays these stories are inspiring other farmers, other area or unique products to take it further to the next level of action. Then we have also registered millet from Mangalveda, known as a Mangalveda Jowar. Mangalveda Jowar, this is a unique product from Solapur districts of Maharashtra. And you all may be aware of the fact by India demanded at United Nations 2023 shall be International Millet Year. And then demand was accepted, supported by 70 countries, and then 2023 will be celebrated as a International Millet Year. Then which millet will get the international market? So here, this millet will get the international market automatically, because this is a millet, gluten-free, and further, this is a GI registered product. So you can see, you can read lots of news that Spice Board of India, Tea Board, Coffee Board, because of the GI registration, they have added that particularly schemes to promote the export with the GI tag. The Spices Board specifically mentioned that if you have a GI tag, then we will facilitate your export. There are lots of things are happening because of this GI tags and basically registration, and there are a number of success stories. I just covered few of them. So even Naga chili, that is again was a part of Mann Ki Baat of the Honorable Prime Minister. So that is what GI revolution is going on, and I feel happy and part to be this GI revolution, and I thanks to few and they took initiative. So now at the end of the session, I would like to suggest few things like how we can promote and take this GI mission to the next level. So here is small things. Number one, small exhibitions at your place, small exhibition at government place. So this is a small exhibition what we did there in Raj Bhavan in Mumbai. They have 250 families only allotted in that particular area. So with this small exhibition, we reached to the 250 families. Apart from that, since this was displayed in Raj Bhavan, then many media took note and they started promoting that GIs through their channel, and then the success story of these various GIs spread throughout the Maharashtra. So a very simple thing what we can start is, you may be having a Manipuri oranges, you may be having a Manipuri chilies. You can take that product in one desk and display at particular place, like what I did here in Raj Bhavan. You can do it there in your money. You can also have the GI map. This is my map particularly, which covered the GI registration done from my side as through the map. So one page. So you can display that to your place. So commercialization can start with the exhibition, promotions, and then the trading, and then particular top of the this things. That is the commercialization of the GI platform or steps or stages. So then we basically prepared the GI map, and that is what the GI map is all about. So here I've covered. So automatically in one page you'll get, okay, this is a district, this is a product, this is a registered GI, and then you can take one steps ahead on this thing. So that's the simple method. So initially you can say the entire Northeast, then you can see the Manipur, and then you can finalize that product at that particular place. And then you can, where you can also cover the uniqueness. So in short, the GI mission, or rather I say that what I mentioned, the IIT Kharagpur, how they begin the GI drive. So GI drive, which might have started even in Manipur, but need to accelerate it, need to commercialize that. And what I have shared is a success story from my side. What I've shared is the global scenario on the GI. What we need to do is to take our GI, to take our Manipur GI, to take our oranges and chilies to the global map with the help of FIO, with the help of IndianGI.com. There are certain portals developed by different organizations. So IndianGI.com is also a platform where you can place your GI product. So one step we are taking ahead, and we wanted to be at par, at level of China, above Europe. We are an agrarian economy. We have lots of unique products available in 30 kilometers. We can identify that, or if we have already identified, if we have already registered, then make the success story out of that, those registered GI products. So there are 3 steps we can say need to be in place. Number 1 is awareness, like what we are doing. Number 2 is registration. Once we have aware, then we can identify the product from your place and then can be registered. Remember the 3 categories which we have discussed in the beginning. Agri-GIs, where we have discussed about the 5 elements: soil, water, environment, natural resources, and human skill. For your non-agri, it may be your natural products, कोई पत्थर आपके यहाँ का यूनिक हो सकता है, जो हेल्पफुल हो सकता है, उसको GI मिल सकता है, जो नेचुरली वही पे उपलब्ध है, वो भी आप ध्यान में रखिएगा. Then food stuff, some product like रसगुल्ला हो, या फिर रतलामी सेव हो, या फिर हैदराबादी हलीम जैसे हुआ है, वहाँ पे आंध्र प्रदेश से 2 लड्डू GI हुए हैं, बंदर लड्डू, and another famous laddu which you know very well is a तिरुपति लड्डू. तिरुपति लड्डू का भी GI हुआ है. तिरुपति वाला देवस्थान ने उसको रजिस्टर किया है. प्रसाद can be registered as a GI is another message to all of us. तो ये वाली बातों को आप ध्यान में रखिए. And then handicraft हो, international GIs काफी है. मैंने कहा कि लीकर जैसे शैंपेन आ रहा है, वाइन हो, स्पिरिट हो, हमारे काफी आदिवासी प्रोडक्ट लोगों का प्रोडक्ट हो सकता है, उसको GI मिल सकता है. That you also keep in mind. The second phase and third phase which we have already begun is a commercialization. जिसका हुआ है उसको मार्केट एस्टैब्लिश करो, लोकल में हो, डोमेस्टिक में हो, या फिर इंटरनेशनल. For my side, when we register this, now we have both domestic as well as international market for our registered GI. So in short, my message to the Manipur Association is whatever happened here in Maharashtra can be replicated there in Manipur. Further, the Maharashtra can also take lessons and where we can have the exchange policy. आपके GI यहाँ के भी वहाँ पे और सबके मिलके GI इंडियन GI बोल के बाहर जा सकते हैं क्या, ये विचार हमें शुरू करना पड़ेगा और उस दिशा से हमें एक स्टेप जाना पड़ेगा. With this note, I conclude my session that GI mission need to be begun and shall be utilized as a socio-economic tool, socio-economic growth for India, and we can start from ourselves. Thank you very much. We can have a couple of questions, 1, 2, 3, maybe up to, I think I have 10 more minutes to be reserved for the question and answer session. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Professor Hingmere. Tarun, we can take some questions from the participants. Kindly take it forward from here.
Oh, sure. If anybody has any queries to Professor Ganesh, you can just raise your hand and you can continue talking, please.
Sahil, zara pani गिरे.
Anybody from the participant side? Professor Ganesh, I just want to ask, what is the first step to register a product on GI?
Sir, to register GI, the first step to identify the local famous GI.
Mm-hmm.
So you know better than anyone else, like, okay, you belong to that particular place, maybe Manipur. So in Manipur, this is a unique product, which you may come across during your study, or your parents or your people might have told you. So that is first. Second, when you understood this is a unique product, then go with the basic characteristics of the product. Say for an example, आपका चिली तीखा है, ये पता चला. आपका चिली तीखा है मतलब उसमें कितनी मात्रा से उसका तीखापन है. So that is the second phase. And third, collect the scientific evidences, historical evidences. आपके यहाँ पे कल प्रोडक्ट बन गया है और आज आप उसको GI नहीं मिल सकते, आपको उसको हिस्टोरिकल एविडेंस देना पड़ेगा, साइंटिफिक सपोर्ट देना पड़ेगा. And then lastly, you can submit the application. So it may take couple of months, sometimes couple of years, not couple of years, but 1 or 2 years to get it registered.
Now, who is the agency whom we have to contact?
There is basically a registry in India called GI Registry. The office is located in Chennai. However, आपके पास अगर identified product है, तो हम लोग उसको GI के लिए लेके जा सकते हैं. I have extended my support to the Kashmir, to the West Bengal, and can extend to the Northeast. और आपके पास fortunately कौस्तुभ जी जैसे बहुत ही बढ़िया इंसान है जो मन से नॉर्थ ईस्ट के लिए काम करने के लिए थे. So I will be happy to assist for any kind of registration if you wish to have on geographical indication.
Mr. Tarun,
cost involved?
Yeah, Mr. Tarun, in fact, I think Professor Ganesh is the correct person now, because if we can select and identify the products from Manipur. Okay, so as an organization, MEA, All Manipur Entrepreneurs Association, you are at the ground level, so you can take the first step, and accordingly we can go ahead with Professor Sir's guidance and advice in the near future about the application process and all. But initial work has to be done by the people at the ground level, right? So I am always there. So since I'll be traveling to Manipur also, we can have an in-depth discussion regarding this.
Sure.
And accordingly we take guidance from professors.
Definitely.
Yeah. So anyone else?
So one more thing.
Yeah.
So
please.
one more thing is, what would be the cost involved? I mean, for a product, say, we did for rice and all, but
Yeah. It depends on the records available in. So if you have already say research papers, scientific supports, or gazetteer, talking about the uniqueness, then the cost even very, very less, maybe a few lakhs. But if you don't have any scientific records, then you'll have to spend some good amount to get it registered. Because I tell you this scenario right now in India, we have received say 800 applications, but only 370 accepted because lack of supportive evidences. When you say particularly say आपकी chili का color बहुत अच्छा है, so then you have to have the asta value. When you say your turmeric is famous and then curcumin content is more than 9, but आप कह रहे हो और आपकी curcumin content के लिए lab test लाना और वो भी authenticate lab test लाना, उसके लिए खर्चा बढ़ता है. So it depends on the basically available resources and references and particularly records, in short.
And it has, can it be done by any individual, or it has to be rooted from the government? Because
Sorry, I beg your pardon, sir. I beg your pardon, please.
Yeah, so I was saying that, is it necessary that any individual can do it? Or like a government we have to go through a government department to file it, or any individual can do it?
No, any organization can take initiative. However, it is the duty of the government to support the community. Government can provide you the financial assistance.
Okay.
And you can be an applicant. You can request the government. Government needs in Maharashtra. We almost 100% applications are supported by government of Maharashtra. Basically, very initial during my मैं जब भारत में आया इंग्लैंड से, तो मैंने पहले 5 जिया अपने पैसों से, खुद के पैसों से कम्युनिटी के लिए खर्च करके बनाए थे. Mahabaleshwar strawberry was a part of that. Nayasi grapes and then Kolhapuri jaggery, Patani sadi. I registered it from my own pocket. That time GI को यही नहीं था. बाद में 2014 में एग्रीकल्चर मिनिस्ट्री जो महाराष्ट्र की थी, कि वहाँ पे चीफ सेक्रेटरी SK गोयल थे. Then he came with the support, and then we further registered 23 GIs. So actually, this is a community upliftment project, you can say, and some organization can take a lead and then get this support from the government for all these scientific drafting, registration process, etc.
यानी वो जरूरत है ही नहीं है कि गवर्नमेंट के थ्रू ही जाना है, तो इंडिविजुअल भी कर सकता है.
बिल्कुल. And you can get the individual, matlab individual organization, not an individual person. GI is community's property. Remember.
Okay. So it can organization in the sense, it can't be a profit making company. It should be.
It may be trust. It may be society. It may be cooperative. Okay. NGO.
Okay. I got it, sir. Okay.
Sir, I just want to ask one question.
Yes, please.
If item is being taken GI by a particular person or some organization, some other state or some other different person can do trade over that GI take item or not? Is there any restriction like that?
You mean to say a similar product is registered by you, and someone is also producing that product in the name, same name in other state? Is it that?
Yeah.
You are entitled to restrict them if you have already registered GI.
Okay. Means
so that is a legal
cannot...
right. Legal right.
Okay. They cannot do any big
yes,
trade or some.
Yes, they cannot. They cannot. So the best example is your Darjeeling tea. They have fought 15 cases, basically 16 cases. Sorry. And someone started producing Darjeeling tea, and then they found that they have started, and then they took them to the court of law, and then they won the cases.
Okay.
Hello, sir.
Yes, please.
This is Vikas, and I am working Asian corporations in 3 years, and I found some product like 100 and above various product like indigenous, which is particularly based on garment, cloth, process, food processes product, indigenous fruits available, which are available in Manipur and adjoining Northeast state. So my question is that, so how to GI take this some product processes at one time?
Yeah. you can get the GI tag for these indigenous product, like what had happened to the Rasgulla from the Odisha and West Bengal, what happened to the Bandar Laddu then in Andhra Pradesh, that process. Even Hyderabad Halim is also registered. That is indigenous product from that particular place. And the similar line, you can register your product, but you'll have to have the nutritional value. Certain things which is not harmful to the public need to be proved, and certain things which are traditionally produced, that has to be also proved. So based on that uniqueness, maybe its taste, maybe its color, maybe it's another uniqueness like digestion systems and whatsoever it may be, those things need to be covered in your applications. Like I also remember one Mawa Kachori is there from the Jodhpur. That Kachori has particularly, you can see hundreds of year history, and only from Jodhpur.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else has a question?
Sir, this is Nelson here. Sorry,
Nelson.
please go ahead.
Yep.
So I have a product. For example, I have a product. So I'm running a private limited company. So how do I go about it? I don't have an NGO.
Sir, you can form a NGO as a foundation,
Okay.
like many big companies did.
Mhm.
They
Got
have a
it.
foundation, and then the foundation is established for the community. So where you can involve the community, maybe from their representative from the community, maybe tribal people, or I can give you the best example of Mahindra. Mahindra established a separate foundation for Akaru coffee. Akaru coffee is a registered GI, and then this they CSR fund they translated to that foundation. The foundation helped the community, and now you will find the Akaru coffee shop is there in France. Almost 15 crore rupees CSR provided by Mahindra to this Akaru coffee, and now they have not only recovered but they established very well there in France.
Okay, like forming an NGO of my own company won't be a right time for me to say.
I'm sorry, sir. I'm not able to hear you. Sorry.
I mean, having another NGO firm. Okay,
See, private company is owned by the private individuals and not the community. And this GI is a community's intellectual property. Hence, communities association is required as per the section 11 of the GI Act is concerned.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else?
So I want to have one quick question, please.
Yeah, please go ahead.
So is it okay to have for the same product 2 GIs?
For example?
So like somebody is working on, say, Amla fruit, and I'm also working on Amla fruit. So then it comes out to be 2 GIs, no?
You both have to come together as a community, na?
Okay, okay. There should be some sort of resolution then?
See, communities, that is an area specific product, madam. So your oranges, your chili, Manipur, that oranges are famous, unique, and each and every farmer has an equal right to get the commercialize those products.
So there should be only 1 GI then?
There should be one representative, and there may be hundreds of individual GI authorized users, what we can say. So you both have to come together. You can form an association. You can submit an application, get it registration in the name of association. Then individual can also register themselves as an authorized user. The same kind of certificate will be available to you.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Sir, there is a question in the chat box. It's written, can a livestock, for example, half a bit dog from Manipur be filled for a GI?
Yes, can be, need to be proved. Burden of proof lies on you. There is a GI registered for Kadaknath. Kadaknath from Madhya Pradesh, usko mila hua hai.
Thank you, sir. Any more questions, please? Tarun, do you have got any other questions?
Sir, so far I think this will be enough.
Okay, fair enough then. Is Mr. Singh available? Rishi Kumar Singh?
Yes, but please continue yourself.
No, yeah, we are just at the fag end of the session. You may give the vote of thanks, sir.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Professor Ganesh Hingmere. You nicely presented your today's topic. You nicely convinced to all the participants, and you are totally enlightened to all the the participants, especially after hearing your topic, your deliberation. I came to know that the many items, many products, many whatever that we are using in the local products, can be GI tag. For example, say Nungri potteries, which is made of from the the clay with the sand, and then the different the particular the clay which is available only one particular district in Manipur. Nowhere in the world that kind of clay is available, and the any meat which cooked with that with that the pottery items, that gives the special taste, the unique one. And many more items like in the handicrafts and the heirloom items also, the Manipur the tribal shawl, which is a very unique one, by combination of the two colors, the red and the black and white, something uniqueness. And then also we have the one particular food which we use in the ngari, what we call in the local name, but the fermented fish. But of course, this is a small, made of from the small piece, fermented fish. Every houses in Manipur use it. Without this ngari, the one cannot complete, complete their food daily life. And this is a very unique one. All these things we can be, the GI tag. Many more I find it after your deliberation. Thank you, Professor Ji. You have nicely presented by spending so much of time, more than 1.5 hours for us. And hopefully in future also, whenever we require, you will be spare your valuable time for us. And whenever we require anything, your guidance, we'll contact you. And also we contact through the, the Kaushik Ji, the PR Northeast office. And hopefully you will spare the time for us. And thank you, the Kaushik Ji, for your, the special interest for the Manipuri entrepreneurs group, particularly the all Manipuri entrepreneurs and its associate team members. You are thinking too much for us all the times, concerning for us. How do this team can be bring up in the international level, be a good player in the international market? Thank you, and hopefully, your support will continue forever till you retire, till your life end. With these few words, and also I thank all the the participants, those who present in the today's virtual meet. Any any further inquiry, anything you want to discuss with the Professor Ji, you can contact the Professor Ji directly, or then through us, or then through the PO office Guwahati. And also I thank everyone who are in the group. In the short notice of the time you attended today's program, and sparing your valuable time with us also. Gratefully I thank, and recorded in our books of record also. With these few words, thank you all once again.
Thank you, Mr. Singh, and thank you, Professor.
Sir, there is one query from S. Chongboy Haukip. One last question, sir.
Yep.
Chongboy, please read out your questions.
Full video of today's.
Yeah, Mr. Haukip, you unmute yourself. He's muted. Yeah, go ahead, Mr. Hakim.
Yeah. Thank you, sir, for this program. Actually, I want to know about my product, NKC product. We have so far we have the cotton textile, how to say, and I want to export in this international market. So please, so far I'm not going through this, so I need help.
Okay,
Sir, I need
madam.
guide from.
Yeah, madam, as regards your export thing is concerned, I'll be there in Manipur probably on 18th. We can sit
Okay.
together, we can discuss. Okay, so I'll be
Okay,
more than
sir.
happy to help you out. Don't worry about it. Okay.
Yeah,
And again,
okay.
thank you, Professor Sir, for this your valuable time, and looking forward to see you very soon. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
participants.
sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir. Please wait 1 second.
Yeah.
My question is very interesting. That so Professor Ganesh Hingmere, sir, please kindly share your office location.
I am there in Pune, and you can take my number, which is there in the presentation right now. It's 9823 733 121, and my location is in Pune right now. But I have recently traveled with Kaushikda there in Northeast. So Indian by heart, and always available for each and every Indian at any point of time and at any location.
Okay, sir.
Thank you.
Professor Ji, your PPT may be, I think, shared in the group also through the Tarun or then the Kaushik Ji in today's deliberation PPT.
Yes.
Please.
Okay. Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you.